Okay, let's just dive right in. Cybersecurity, it often feels, well, kind of baffling, doesn't it?
It really can. You've got all these computers, networks, everything talking online.
Exactly. And somehow hackers figure out how to turn that chatter into, well, free money or sometimes just chaos. And for most of us, let's be honest, our personal IT budget feels like maybe a Post-it note and, I don't know, a pack of gum.
Right, like that's supposed to guard the whole digital castle.
Yeah.
Feels pretty flimsy.
It does. So today, we're taking a deep dive. We've got transcripts from cybersecurity experts, real incident reports, some pretty eye-opening stuff, actually.
Yeah, we've gathered quite a bit.
And the mission is really to cut through that noise, show you what's really happening out there.
And give you clear insights, not just about the threats, but why they actually matter to you personally.
Right, connect the dots.
Exactly. We want to connect those dots, maybe reveal some surprising vulnerabilities and like everyday things.
Like the smart fridge thing, is that real?
Oh yeah, your smart fridge could potentially become a pivot point, a way in for hackers.
Wow.
And we'll also look at the rise of what some are calling corporate terrorism, these really audacious hacker groups.
Okay, let's unpack that. When I think cyber threats, I usually picture, super complex code, maybe state-sponsored stuff. But you're saying it often boils down to us, the human element.
Absolutely. Fundamentally, it's often about the human factor.
Yeah.
That's consistently the weakest link we see in reports.
How so? What kind of mistakes?
Oh, it's often the simple things, repeated over and over. Humans click phishing links.
Still happens all the time.
All the time. Humans disable security controls because they're inconvenient. Humans reuse passwords.
Ah, the password reuse problem.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So it becomes about mitigating these attack vectors, these pathways in, while sometimes management is still asking, what's a vector?
Yeah, getting everyone on the same page is tough. And some of these manipulations are just wild, like the WhatsApp thing. We all hear WhatsApp is end-to-end encrypted. You assume what you send is, well, what they get.
That's the assumption, yes.
But this demonstration showed someone sending, say, a picture of themselves.
Right.
And the recipient gets something totally different, like a weapon, or even the sender's own photo, but from somewhere else. How?
It's deeply concerning because, think about it, in court, that received image could be presented as primary evidence.
Oh, wow.
Which means authenticating electronic documents becomes absolutely critical for judges. A WhatsApp chat, something so common, could be key evidence, even if the sender had zero idea what was actually delivered.
So what you think you sent isn't necessarily the proof.
Precisely. What was received and logged is what matters in that context. It's unsettling.
That really is. And it gets more direct, more psychological with scams like the digital arrest.
Ah, yes, those are particularly nasty.
Starts with a fake call, maybe about a parcel.
Pretty standard opening.
Then it escalates. Imposter police on video calls, convincing you your identity is compromised, you're under investigation.
Creating intense pressure, real fear.
And then the punchline, transfer all your money to this supposed RBI-appointed auditor for forensic accounting.
It sounds unbelievable, but people fall for it under duress, and the recovery, it's devastatingly low.
How low are we talking?
Often less than 10%. We saw figures from one district where out of 427 crore rupees lost, that's over 50 million US dollars.
Yeah.
They recovered only about 3.87 crore. Less than 1%.
Less than 1%.
In that specific instance, yes. It just shows how hard it is to trace and recover digital funds once they're gone. Time is absolutely critical.
So calling that 1930 number or using the cybercrime.gov.in portal fast is key.
It increases the chances, definitely. They need the info quickly to try and freeze things.
Yeah.
But for court action, you still need an FIR, a formal police report.
And that takes time, too.
It can take 9 to 12 months, easily. It's a long process.
It's not just these elaborate schemes, though, is it? Even simple stuff, like paying a street vendor with a QR code.
Right, using UPI in India, for example.
Yeah.
Seems harmless.
Totally normal. But then maybe that vendor's account gets flagged later for something shady, like crypto dealing. And your account could get blocked, too, just because you paid them.
Potentially, yes. The way some systems work, they can block the whole transaction chain, not just the dodgy amount.
Even though RBI guidelines say just lean the suspicious part.
Exactly. The guidelines suggest freezing only the specific questionable sum, but we've seen cases where the whole account gets locked.
Like that IT worker.
Yeah, the 24-year-old. Her entire wedding savings, 8 lakh rupees, blocked over a 75,000 rupee transaction linked to someone else.
How long was it blocked?
It took 21 days to unfreeze. 21 agonizing days for her. It shows you can get caught in the crossfire.
Just Wow. Okay, then there are the dating scams. Some are just bizarre.
They can be heartbreaking and financially ruinous.
Like the media owner, 37 years old, thought he'd met a 25-year-old model.
Right, the honey trap.
It turns out it was a 55-year-old woman in Chennai, and he paid, what was it, 67 lakhs?
Over 80,000 US dollars, yeah, in cash, for things like an imaginary sister's heart operation, a house.
Without ever meeting her.
Never met her in person.
Yep.
It's a kind of reverse dowry, really, where the victim pays and pays.
That just highlights the risk on matrimonial sites, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It points to the critical need for proper KYC, know your customer, on these platforms. Without solid verification, they're breeding grounds for fraud.
And this kind of manipulation, the social engineering, it's hitting big companies hard, too. You called it corporate terrorism.
Some experts definitely describe the impact that way. Think about MGM Resorts losing a reported $100 million.
And Caesars paying $15 million in ransom.
Right. And how do the hackers get in? Often by impersonating employees, tricking help desks into resetting passwords, basic social engineering.
Even though the FBI advises against paying ransom.
Strongly advises against it. It fuels the fire, encourages more attacks.
And there are specific groups doing this. You mentioned Scattered Spider.
Yes, they're quite notorious. A group of apparently young hackers from the US, UK, Canada, very skilled at social engineering.
Who they target?
Hospitals, tech firms, casinos seem to be favorites. And what's worrying is their alliance with Black Hat.
Russia's big ransomware gang.
One of the most notorious, yeah.
Yeah.
Scattered Spider brings the social engineering, the English fluency, the way in.
And Black Cat provides the malware. Ransomware as a service.
Pretty much. It's a potent combination. They've hit big names, Microsoft, NVIDIA, EA, WestJet, Aflac. This isn't kids messing around. It's organized crime.
And it filters down to us too, right? Everyday stuff, leaking info.
For sure. Giving your phone number for a tiny discount at the mall.
Or showing out a boarding pass without shredding it.
Exactly. Small bits of data, seemingly harmless, but they build a profile. Makes you a target.
Okay, so zooming out from the individual scams, the social engineering, we're seeing cybercrime operate on this huge, global, organized scale.
That's where it gets really concerning, the scale and the impact.
You mentioned ransomware attacks, breaking into networks, locking files, demanding payment.
Yes, standard ransomware playbook. And the cost is immense. Global losses just from ransomware are exceeding $1 billion US a year.
$1 billion.
It's not just about data loss. It's about crippling businesses, disrupting services, real economic damage.
And the recovery costs can be staggering too, like the British Library.
£7 million and months of disruption. LoanDepot, $27 million in costs, nearly 17 million customers affected.
And that CrowdStrike update that went wrong.
Oh, the irony. A security update causing a global IT outage estimated to cost $1 billion. It shows how interconnected and fragile things can be.
What worries me even more is the attacks on critical infrastructure, industrial control systems, you called them.
ICS, yes. The systems running power grids, water treatment factories, that's where it gets truly chilling.
Like the Ukraine power grid attacks.
Exactly. Robert Lee's work detailed how Russian state actors took down, over 60 substations back in 2015, 2016.
Blackouts for hundreds of thousands of people.
225,000 customers. A clear intent to cause widespread disruption.
And then there was Triton. That malware sounds terrifying.
It was. Used in a 2017 attack on a Saudi oil refinery, planted by Russian GRU hackers.
And its purpose?
Experts stated it was the first time they had seen a cyber attack explicitly designed to kill people, targeting the safety systems.
Did it succeed?
Thankfully, no. A small error in the code apparently prevented a catastrophe. It just shut down the plant. But the intent, that was a watershed moment. The U.S. did unseal indictments later.
That's a terrifying escalation.
Which brings us to the current warnings about nation-state probing.
The shields up warnings from CISA and the White House.
Yes. Specifically about Russian state actors scanning, probing, looking for witnesses in U.S. critical infrastructure, energy, finance.
Given their history, their playbook.
Exactly. Targeting energy, taking down power systems. It's a known tactic. So the current scanning is seen as potential preparation.
And it's not just Russia, right? Cyber espionage is global.
Oh, absolutely. We see reports of China-backed groups targeting servers in Taiwan, like UAT 7237.
And that Salt Typhoon attack
Targeted U.S. telecom companies, apparently trying to access unclassified Department of Defense communications. It's a constant, often invisible conflict.
plus the supply chain attacks, hitting one company to get to others.
That's a huge vulnerability. like the Citrix bleed flaw exploited by Lockbit 3.0 ransomware.
That affected Boeing, DP World.
Right. You compromise one widely used piece of software or one trusted vendor, and you can potentially get access to their entire client base. It's efficient for the attackers.
Which leads us inevitably to the dark web, this hidden part of the internet.
Most people know the surface web, what Google finds. Then the deep web requires a login like your email or bank account.
But the dark web, that's different.
It's a sort of protected layer, usually accessed with a Tor browser. And yes, it's where a lot of illegal activities are performed.
Like what? Selling stolen data?
Stolen data, drugs, weapons, fake credit cards, mobile numbers, you name it.
And payments are all crypto.
Mostly crypto, often with no KYC, know your customer checks on either end. That makes investigations incredibly difficult, extremely difficult.
Have authorities tried to crack down?
They try. The U.S. has sanctioned crypto exchanges like Garantex and Grinex for allegedly facilitating ransomware payments. But it's a constant cat-and-mouse game. It's a thriving underground economy.
Okay, so adding AI into this mix, that feels like throwing gasoline on the fire, potentially.
It's definitely a major shift. AI is reshaping IT, no doubt, but it really is a double-edged sword.
How so? What are the upsides?
Well, the promise is things like better user and entity behavior analytics, AI spotting unusual activity that might signal a breach much faster than humans could.
Okay, that sounds good. Faster detection.
But the flip side is hackers are also using AI.
To make attacks easier.
Better. Both. It lowers the bar for entry into cybercrime. Someone with less technical skill can potentially launch more sophisticated attacks using AI tools.
And it enhances existing methods.
Absolutely. Improves the scale, speed, effectiveness. Think large-scale phishing campaigns that are much more convincing because AI wrote the emails.
Or deepfakes.
Exactly. GCHQ, the UK intelligence agency, warned about a surge in ransomware, yes, but also disinformation campaigns that use more convincing fake audio, video, and images, making it harder to know what's real.
And these AI models themselves can be tricked, jailbroken.
Yes. We've seen ethical hackers, people like Plenty the Prompter, demonstrate how they can stress test or jailbreak major LLMs from Microsoft, Google, OpenAI.
How long does it take?
Sometimes as little as 30 minutes. They can get the AI to do things it's not supposed to, like writing malware code or drafting scam scripts.
So the safety rails aren't foolproof.
The AI Safety Institute found that basically every single major LLM can be broken. It's a known vulnerability.
And patching them isn't straightforward. You said they're grown, not coded line by line.
Right. It's not like finding a bug in traditional software and fixing it. Training data, complex interactions, it makes patching wildly ineffective in many cases. They're still very immature when it comes to safety.
Which is a huge risk for companies rushing to integrate AI.
An unknown risk, really, which also leads to this problem of shadow AI.
Meaning AI projects happening under the radar.
Exactly. Employees using AI tools without official sanction, maybe feeding sensitive data into public models. It could be leaking data or creating other exposures without anyone realizing.
So companies need visibility, control.
Visibility and control are key. Scanning for AI models being used, understanding the data flows, enforcing least privilege access.
Don't just say no, say how.
That's the recommended approach. Find secure ways to let people innovate rather than driving it underground.
This all leads to that worrying prediction from Jack Dorsey.
The former Twitter CEO, yeah.
Saying that in 5 to 10 years, it'll be impossible to tell real from fake online.
It's a stark warning. Think about the impact on democracy, trust, everything. If everything will look manufactured, how do you operate? The old trust but verify becomes incredibly difficult.
It feels overwhelming. All these threats. Human error, sophisticated scams, nation states, AI weapons.
It can definitely feel that way.
But there are things we can do, right? Practical steps. It's time to put our shields up.
Absolutely. It requires a proactive approach from individuals right up to large organizations. And knowledge is key, but applied knowledge is power.
Okay, so for individuals listening, what are the must-dos? Passwords.
Definitely. Use strong, unique passwords. Get a password manager. They make it so much easier.
And multi-factor authentication, MFA.
Enable it wherever you can. Two-factor, multi-factor. Yes. Even if, upper management says it's inconvenient.
Like the 23andMe hack showed.
Billions affected, largely due to password reuse. Simple password hygiene makes a huge difference.
With a public Wi-Fi. Still risky.
Oh, very much so. That casual public Wi-Fi hack is real. Remember the Amsterdam cafe experiment?
Yeah, accessing data in minutes with cheap gear.
Exactly. Games, apps, searches, passwords, emails. It's often wide open.
Hotels should use one-time codes, shouldn't they? Not just room number and name.
Ideally, yes.
Huh.
OTPs would be much more secure. And always, always read the terms and conditions for public Wi-Fi. You're usually agreeing they're not liable if your data gets stolen.
Good point. What about personal data hygiene? Like Aadhaar cards in India?
Be cautious. You don't need to give your Aadhaar for everything.
Yeah.
Banks, SIM cards, yes, often required. But hotels, no. Case law says they can't demand it. A voter ID or driving license is sufficient. Know your rights under the Aadhaar Act.
And phone numbers. Don't just hand them out.
Right. That example of needing a boarding pass scan at Delhi Airport for a small discount at Patanjali. Why do they need your travel info? Be mindful where your number goes.
Social media, too. A gold mine for data leakage.
Huge amounts of data get leaked there. People post their entire birth charts, practically. Everything needed for identity theft or social engineering.
And even those fun AI image generators.
Be aware, when you upload your photo to something like a Ghibli art generator, you're giving away personal attributes, biometric data potentially, without knowing how it might be used or misused later.
Okay. Antivirus. Backups. Still important.
Crucial. Use a reputable, paid, antivirus. Pirated ones can be malware themselves, and only use one. Multiple antivirus programs can conflict.
And backups.
Secure backups. Absolutely essential, especially for ransomware. If they encrypt your files, having a clean offline backup might be the only way to recover without paying.
Okay, shifting to organizations. A multi-layered defense. What does that actually involve?
It means a robust vulnerability management process, regular scanning, quick patching, penetration testing to find holes before attackers do.
Plus continuous monitoring.
Continuous monitoring for threats, yes. And also for misconfigurations. Security isn't set and forget, it's constant vigilance.
And managing third-party risk. That seems vital given the supply chain attacks.
Incredibly important. So many breaches start through a trusted partner or service provider, like the Dollar Tree breach via their HR provider. Zeroed in.
So you have to vet your vendors.
Thoroughly. Understand their security posture, because their weakness is your weakness.
What about secure by design, building security in from the start?
That's a major push now, from CISA and others globally. Tech providers need to embed security into every stage. Development, procurement, minimize the attack surface, get rid of default passwords, make products safer out of the box.
And incident response planning, having a plan for when things go wrong.
Essential. You must have a well-documented, regularly tested incident response plan.
With clear communication protocols.
Clear communication internally and externally.
Yeah.
Rapid containment protocols. The goal is to minimize downtime and financial loss when not if an incident happens.
Finally, compliance. It feels like regulations are tightening everywhere.
They absolutely are. NIS2 in the EU, the FTC Safeguards Rule, NYDFS, NYCRR 500 in the US, the upcoming Indian DPDP Act with potentially huge penalties.
250 crore rupees. That's over $30 million.
Exactly. These are just suggestions. They have teeth. Compliance frameworks like CMMC for defense contractors, SOC2, ISO 27001, IPOD, they're becoming table stakes for doing business securely.
Wow. We've covered a huge amount of ground. From, simple scams hitting individuals to global cyber warfare and the whole AI dimension. What's the biggest takeaway for you?
For me, it's that constant vigilance is just required now. The digital world brings amazing benefits, incredible convenience, but it demands awareness. The landscape changes so fast, staying informed is maybe our best defense. There's always more to learn.
Yeah, it feels like protecting yourself is definitely a shared responsibility, but it really has to start with each of us with that knowledge. So maybe here's a final thought for everyone listening. In this world where AI can create fakes that are indistinguishable from reality and where simple human mistakes are still the main way attackers get in, how are you going to verify what's real? And maybe more importantly, how will you make sure your own digital castle isn't built on that flimsy Post-it note and a pack of gum, but on actual solid ground?